Welcome back to the Ghost Bunny Podcast. I'm your host, Bridget Marquardt, with a brand new episode for you guys. My guests this week are Michelle and Kristine from SoCal Spirit Seekers. Kristine has been a paranormal investigator for over 10 years. Her first paranormal experience happened when she was about 5 years old. Ever since then, she has been drawn to the other side and curious about the unknown. She has always been sensitive to spirits and things that are unexplainable ever since she can remember. As an empath, she can sense spirits in a room. She can feel if there is a good or bad spirit. She can also sense if a spirit has left the room or if the presence is still there. Her love for the paranormal world makes her want to travel to many different locations to find answers. When she connected with Michelle as friends, they were so surprised that they were both into the same thing. They believe spirit brought them together. There are not too many people who believe in what they do. They think their friendship grew fast due to having this commonality. They are soul sisters, and she couldn't see herself doing it without Michelle. Michelle has been a paranormal investigator for over 20 years. As a young child, she had many experiences with the paranormal that intrigued her interest, from living in a haunted house to witnessing deaths at a young age. She was always spiritually connected to the other side. Her father introduced her to the world of UFOs at the age of 10, and since then she has been investigating and studying the UFO phenomenon and truly feels we are definitely not alone. She loves researching the historical side of what comes with the paranormal. Hearing about the life that the person led to the history of the location they investigate makes what they do even that more interesting and exciting. She feels there are so many questions when it comes to what happens when we die, when we leave our bodies. And with that being said, she seeks out these answers with Kristine. Their friendship and bond is very spiritual. Kristine losing her father and Michelle losing her mother has definitely connected them in more ways than one. When they investigate together, it's very unique, but also very magical. And I'm so excited to talk to them today. Michelle and Kristine, thank you so much for doing the podcast today. Nobody else is there.
Well, they're outside.
The owner's here, but he's outside having a cigar. Yeah, he's outside having a cigar. He's right here. I can see him on the patio.
Yeah, he's not coming in.
You guys, it looked like a man. Somebody opened that curtain, peeked in, and they're backlit, so I couldn't see like characteristics or anything. And then they shut it. And then when I said something to you, you could see the curtain was still open.
And then it slowly shut.
It slowly shut on its own.
Yeah. No, it's really active here. Really active.
God.
No, but if that really isn't a person, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen with my own eyes.
Yeah, no, it's not a
This
person.
is a really active.
I can go back there and show you. There's no one there. Yeah, that's crazy.
I wish I had hit record sooner.
Oh my God, it's okay.
Or please do it again.
I know,
do it
right?
again.
It looked like it moved.
I don't know. That's wild. Spirit saying hello, apparently.
I didn't even like freak out because I full on figured that it was just somebody else that was there with you guys.
Oh.
It was funny because the curtain was kind of a little open as it was. And it's almost like, and so me and her, before we started the podcast or started the show with you, we were fixing the curtains and stuff, like, because the stage was a little dirty. They had like chairs up there. They had a show the other day here. So there's a bunch of stuff on the stage. So we were moving stuff behind the curtains and pulling the curtains back together so it looked really pretty. And so I wonder if they're like helping us, because I noticed it wasn't all the way closed. We didn't have that section all the way closed, I don't think. So it was almost like they were helping like finish us closing off the curtain.
What is back there? So it's just backstage?
Yeah, but there's a whole nother room. There's storage area. There's a kitchen. So yeah, it's for like when people come to perform, it's a whole backstage area for them.
I cannot believe I just saw that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, this place is super active. We come like almost on a monthly basis here.
Yeah.
This is like our second home almost. So yeah, so that's not surprising to us.
I
but
know.
I wish you recorded the whole thing because that was pretty
We've
epic.
seen a lot of stuff and heard a lot of stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, just so the listener knows, I was waiting to hit record because, as you can probably hear, we're getting like a little bit of an echo, especially when I talk. So we were trying to figure that out, how to get rid of that so you have the best listening experience. But then that happened. And I'm like, forget the record. I don't care if we have an echo. I'm hitting record. Let's go.
I said it does it again.
Oh my god.
Me too. Let's ask it to do it again.
Yeah.
Please do that one more time.
Definitely.
Will you say hi to all of our listeners?
Yes.
Please.
Never know. But yeah, this place is super active. When we were here, we come here a couple times a month, I believe. I think that's what we come here.
Yeah.
But at one point, it was New Year's Eve, right? When the door slammed.
Oh,
in the
my
kitchen.
God, yes.
It was just there's a big party here, like 100 people that the owner threw for New Year's Eve. And it was just down to me and her and one other person. It was like assistant manager for the building. And we were having like a nightcap here by the fireplace, having a drink. And next thing you know, in the kitchen which is over on this side.
Wait,
Oh my
it just opened.
It's opening again. Look how it's shutting all slowly.
Oh my God.
You guys, I have chills all over my body.
Yeah, I just seen like a white orb fly by. Like
Oh my
visually,
God.
sometimes I can see them without camera.
Okay, like I literally have tears in my eyes. Like this is so exciting.
Oh,
We haven't
my
even like
God.
started
Look
the
at it slowly
investigation.
shut. It's slowly shutting.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And we can walk.
You
I'll
guys,
show you there's nobody there.
Here, I'll walk over.
that time
Walk over there.
it opened with such like purpose too.
Yeah, you'll see. You could tell if someone was there. So there's definitely no one here. There's no one there.
It's just like storage.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild. But yeah, on New Year's Eve, we were just sitting by the fireplace, the three of us, and all of a sudden we heard the door slam in the kitchen. It's the entrance from the outside of the building to the inside of this Tudor house. And we heard it just slam. And the assistant manager thought like someone broke in because it was so loud. And we all ran towards the kitchen. And I was filming it too. So I grabbed my phone and I was like, oh my gosh. And I was in the he went first and then her and then me, and I was filming them. And then he goes over to the door and he was like, what the fuck? He like opened it, looked outside, nobody was there. And he's like, are you guys playing a joke on me or whatever?
They thought we were joking and we had a production crew or something.
Yeah, he was like, are you guys setting me up? Like, we're like, no, dead ass,
it was
like,
just the two of us.
just the two of us here. I'm like, we don't have anybody here. We're just
And we were going to investigate that morning, like it was 2:30 in the morning. But he was like so shocked. We were like, okay, we got it.
He was a little scared. He didn't want to like do the investigation because we were saying later in the evening to do some filming, but it just never happened because he got so spooked. He didn't want us to film. He was just like, I'm asking you guys to go because I don't want to be a part of this type of stuff. And I was like, okay, no problem. We understand. So we end up
and he
like
said every time you guys come,
Yeah.
stuff happens.
Yeah, he's like, it's just you guys. Like
Yeah.
every time you come, it's so active here. It's like we stir him up or something.
You're back.
Can you hear it?
No. Okay, so
Yes.
Spirit messes with electronics and they mess with us.
That is well, yeah, because we have you on the Wi-Fi and there's nothing else like connected to the Wi-Fi. We just made sure to connect the laptop for this podcast and like no one else is connected to it. So so I wanted to make sure because he doesn't necessarily have like the best Wi-Fi, but it's still Wi-Fi, right? But like, yeah, like it just cut out.
Yeah. So you guys were telling the story. You ran to the back door, opened the door.
Yeah, and no one was there, and he flipped out, and he like was like, "Yeah, I'm done," because he was gonna take us. There's 3 buildings on this property. There's this building, which is a Tudor house. There's the Brackenfern Manor, which is a 10-bedroom like home, and then there's also the clubhouse building, which is like kitty corner, or actually directly across the parking lot from the Tudor. And we were going to do the clubhouse or start there at the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And so we were going to do that. But then after that happened with the door slamming, he was like, no, I'm done. This always happens when you guys come. There's way too much activity. And it just spooked him. And he's just like, I'm done. He's like, you can get John to open the clubhouse tomorrow, who's the owner. He's like, he can open it up tomorrow for you guys. He's like, I'm done. I'm going home. And so he left and we never went to the clubhouse.
Yeah. And he said every time we're here, like things happen. He don't see as much activity until we come here.
Yeah, it's wild.
Interesting. So just so the listener knows, you guys are in Lake Arrowhead.
Yes.
Lake Arrowhead, California.
Yeah, which is up in the mountains above like San Bernardino.
Yeah.
So Holly and I were over there one time. We went to Big Bear, and I was like, "You want to just like go to Brackenfern Manor?" And we like pulled up into the parking lot, and there was a man sitting in like the little parking lot area, and we just were talking to him about the location, but we didn't go inside.
Oh, really? You never went inside? Oh my gosh, you guys should have to come out.
I know.
That would be so fun to investigate this place with you guys. Yeah,
Yes.
it's super active and
very active.
Yeah, the bracken fern is like, there's a lot of different energies here, but the bracken fern has like a lot more warmer energies, we feel, than the Tudor.
Oh my God, it's opening again.
What is going on? Oh my God.
And look at it move, you guys. Like there's somebody playing with it.
Yeah, yeah.
It might be like a child energy.
Yeah, there is a couple bit of like childish energy here we've experienced before, like very like playish energy.
Okay, wait. Is there a window or a door open that's making it blow in the
Not
wind?
that scared. We do have this door open, but there's 2 doors, and it's only the second door that's open, not the first set of doors. So it wouldn't really be causing a draft. I'd be pretty far away. I don't think they left the window back over open. I don't even think the window's open on that side, actually. I'd have to go check, but we could double check.
Because he only opened this to let us in today.
Yeah. So that is crazy, though.
Okay, so you guys are at the Tudor house. What is the history there?
So this originally was built in like 1926, and it was built by a man and his wife who used like a loan from the mob, Mr. Bugsy Siegel to be exact. And when he couldn't pay the loan back, Bugsy took back over the building. And so since then, it was ran by the mob until I believe World War II in like 1942. So you had a lot of different mobsters that came through. This was like what we're sitting in mainly was like the gambling hall area that they used. And there was once like an underground tunnel that was from the Tudor house to the Brackenford Manor, because the Brackenford Manor was used more as a cat house back in that time.
Brothel, cat house. Yeah.
So they would have like the guys would be here even with their wives, gambling, having a good time, and they secretly were able to go escape in the underground tunnel and go over to the Brackenford Manor and have a little fun. Yeah, without knowing that like the husband left the building.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was definitely has a lot of history here. There's been a lot of different mobsters, movie stars, and so forth in that era and time that has been here and stayed at the Bracken. They stayed here at the Tudor, stayed at the clubhouse. The clubhouse also has several bedrooms. So yeah, there's a lot of history here, and there has been a murder at the Brackenfern. There was a prostitute who was thrown out of a window. Yeah, so that was in the 1930s when that happened. So her name is Violet, and so we see and feel a lot of her energy over there at the Bracken. But here's a lot more negative energy. The basement here is super dark.
Oh, yeah.
Super big and super scary.
It's very scary.
Yeah. And then there's actually a third story here as well. Up there, there is a few bedrooms, well, I think 2 or 3 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs. And it's where like the assistant manager's office is as well and so forth. And there was a lady who passed away that was working for this for the Tudor house 2019. I believe 6 or 7 years ago. And she passed away upstairs for unknown reasons. Could have been natural, could have been, we don't know.
Yeah.
But the owner and the assistant manager had found her passed away on the sofa upstairs. So we felt like we've connected with her a couple of times since we've been here. Yeah, we were here in early part of December. Like, our family loves this place. We come up here and spend holidays and whatnot.
Close to the owner.
Yeah, and so we had spent my dad's birthday up here at the beginning of December, and we were all like in this area of the main floor of the Tudor house, and we were using our Poltercom device, which is this ghost spirit box right here. And it was going off and saying some names and stuff, and we're asking questions, and then out of nowhere it just sounded like spirit just ran across the whole top of the building.
No one was up there.
And no one was upstairs.
And it came back.
Yeah,
and then it went back again. It was 3 times.
Yeah, and where we're at, this is like an archway up here where the building is, and so the portion of the upstairs is more to that side. You can't physically run up there. It's like attic crawl space. So you technically, like, a person couldn't run. But literally, we just sounded like boom, 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 just like straight across from like one side to another.
There was about 7 of us, and we all heard it. So it wasn't like one heard it and was like, "Oh, did you hear that?"
Oh yeah,
all of us lied it.
What was that? Yeah.
Super. I know exactly what you're talking about because I had that happen to me once before. I was at this place in Maine. It was a huge like a textile mill, like 400,000 square feet, and the roof was like falling in places. So it wasn't like a sturdy roof. And we were standing there and we heard somebody run across that roof. Impossible. Impossible.
Totally understand.
And it's so like frightening. Like it like takes your breath away in like that moment because you're like, what? Like, how do you even try to
Shocking
explain
and
it?
exciting at the same time.
Well, like the curtain.
Yes. You love that kind of stuff.
It's like, how do you even explain it? You know, because we always try to think logically of what can explain something and debunk it or whatnot, you know, when
Of
something
course.
happens. But when you can't debunk it and you're like, okay, what in the world was that? It's always like mind blowing. That's what we love and why we do, you know, what we do.
Yeah, because it's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's fascinating.
That took me on a whole different, I got to even see where I am on my notes here.
Seriously.
One way to start the show, I guess Spirit's giving you a show, right?
Absolutely. Oh, and just for those listening too, we are going to put, do like a little bit of investigation afterwards around here. I mean, we may not even have to, it might just do it all for us during the podcast, but if you stick around, head over to the Patreon and check it out over there. So I think I want to start with just like a little bit background on both of you because you both had experiences since a very young age, and I want to know about them. So, Kristine, let's start with you. You had an experience at the age of 5.
Oh my gosh. So my brother and I still remember my dad, he pulled off to the side of a hill and he gets out. So then me and my brother both get out and my dad's not paying attention to us. And we walk. Well, my brother wants to walk to the edge and he's a year younger than me. And I'm the older sibling, even though I'm a year older. I grab his hand and I remember saying no, you know, and then he wanted to walk to the edge still. So I walked with him. And when we both look down, we see these 2 angelic angels looking back at us, but their wings were facing us and they turned towards us. And I just remember so vividly, and they were our age. They weren't like adult angels. They were more like 4 or 5-year-old children angels. And to this day, it is like just remembering it. It's so beautiful. And I asked my brother and he remembers it too.
Wait, do you think that they anticipated that there might have been an accident?
Oh my God.
Like maybe you guys were too close and they were there to protect you?
I totally believe that. I believe that they knew we were going and they were like, just stop, you know? Yeah, I totally believe that.
That's so interesting. And it's interesting that your brother remembers too. And I think it's interesting too that you have an experience. Well, yours is very, like you said, angelic and stuff. So it wasn't scary. For me, my first experience was pretty scary. But I was just going to make the comparison that like you had this experience and it made you want more versus like scaring you off from it.
Definitely.
Okay, Michelle, you've had a ton of paranormal experiences since you were a child and you lived in a haunted house. Tell me more.
Yeah, so when I was about 8, this is out in like Bermuda Dunes area, which is like a suburb of Palm Springs area. SoCal born and raised girl here. But yeah, so there was this house that we had rented at the time, and it was just like super active. It was like a really long hallway. Like on one side of the house was a master bedroom. In the center of the home is like the main living quarters, kitchen. The other side was the other 3 bedrooms of the house. And I remember the bedroom I stayed in always scared me. The closet scared me. Every part of the hallway scared me. And I would see shadow figures, like dark shadow figures go down the hallway at night. Like I wouldn't sleep with my door shut. And I also had a nightlight. We had a nightlight in my room. We had nightlights in the hallway. But I would see shadow figures, you know. And at first I thought, well, maybe I had 2 brothers at the time. But the older brother at the time, we're all like 9 years apart. I have 2 brothers. So actually, my younger brother I don't think was born yet. So just been my older brother at the time. But yeah, so he wasn't even like home or whatever. He was probably like 16, 17 out doing his thing. And I just remember like seeing like shadow figures and like I would peek and look and I wouldn't see anything. And I knew like my mom and stepdad were like sleeping in the master bedroom. And I'm like, what? I would be like so frightened by it, but also very intrigued of like, what was that, you know? But there was also like things would move, like poltergeist activity would move. Like I would go into the bathroom and my toothbrush would be like on the opposite side of the counter. Like things like that. There was just really wild activity that would happen like frequently. We actually moved out of the house. I think my parents at the time had signed like a year's lease, but we actually moved out of the house at 7 months because the activity was so crazy, and we went and rented another house.
So everybody was experiencing
Yeah,
it.
my mom experienced stuff, my stepdad, my older brother, they had seen it as well. I think for me, like, I experienced a lot. I think you're more vulnerable, as a child, and, you get more connected. They, like, connect more with, like, the children when you're on that spirit realm, at least we think so, and you're more vulnerable. So, yeah, I just felt like I was always, like, more of a target, I feel like, in the family than other, like, versus my brother and my mom and stepdad. But yeah, it was very crazy because I just remember, like, I'd have nightmares, and I know that they're, like, pretty upset by it, and they'd seen and like weird things. And here's another weirdly weird thing too, was I also choked on a nickel. I don't even remember putting this in my mouth at the time. And I literally was choking on a nickel. I don't even know what would have made me I'm like 8 years old. I don't even know what would make me put money in my mouth, but I just remember my stepdad flipping me upside down and hitting me on the back and getting that piece of that nickel that was stuck in my throat out of me. And I thought that was like the craziest thing ever. But I don't even remember why I would have done that. So it was almost like, was it something dark and demented that took over me and made me put that in my mouth? I don't know. But that was a very scary time. But yeah, I think it was shortly after that incident where we moved out of that house. So yeah, it was definitely crazy. And then unfortunately, I had like a lot of like my grandparents and stuff passed when I was really young, and like I don't know, I was like always in the room, like when my grandma passed, when my grandpa passed, like
Yeah.
at home, like with family, and like I just always felt very spiritual and just always wanted to know what happened when you passed away. So yeah, I've just always been intrigued.
Yeah. I mean, it's very interesting how much death you experienced at a young age, and that again, like, made you more interested rather than go the other way.
Yeah, you would think with a couple experiences I had, I would have been like, I would have been scared shitless and would be like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. Well, because with some people, it does do that.
No,
That does
absolutely.
happen.
Yeah, but no, it intrigued me more than anything.
Yeah, I get that. Kristine, you said that you can sense spirits in the room. What does that feel like or look like to you?
I don't see it, but I can feel it. It's hard to explain. I can feel like an intense, like if it's evil or dark, I can feel an intense heaviness with me. And angelically, I wonder because of the angels, maybe I can feel like a lightness, like it's like a nice spirit. So I don't know if it's
Mhm.
because of what I seen when I was younger and knowingly like feeling that lightness of an angelic spirit. So maybe that's why.
But she's also very intuitive in the sense we stayed at, I don't know if you've been to the Ghostly Retreat in Fullerton.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to ask you guys about that because
We have.
you guys did an investigation there, but I didn't think it was actually haunted.
No,
Oh
it
my
is
gosh.
actually haunted. What's crazy is when we walked into the Raven room, it scared the shit out of
And
me.
I
I didn't
it.
like the energy there, but she like had a connection with that room, and she says, "Oh, I feel like whoever was here died in this room, and they died of a heart attack."
Yeah.
And
I
we
didn't know.
we didn't know any of the real history, right? When we met with the owner and stuff, he was just like, "Yeah, do your thing, have fun." He didn't give us any background experience. We didn't even know that there was dolls that have been brought to this house
Yeah.
or scattered throughout drawers in the house.
In that
Which is
room.
in that room, which we didn't even know till like the 5 minutes before we left the house, which is a whole nother story. But it was just so weird. So like when we ended up leaving the house and we were like messaging the owner some like videos and pictures and all this evidence we captured before we posted it. I was like, Kristine feels like maybe the former owner passed away from a heart attack in the Raven room. And I kid you not, his message back to me was like, well, she nailed that one on the head because that was the information that was given to us from the previous owner's wife that her husband died in the Raven room from a heart attack.
Wow.
Isn't that yeah. That was where I was like, girl, you got some spot.
We have evidence before he told us because I'm asking some of the like focus sessions. I'm like, did the owner pass away from a heart attack? So I'm like confirming it as like after we were gone, he tells us,
Yeah.
So
It was a really cool
That's-
confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in case the listeners don't know, this is a house in Fullerton. It's an Airbnb, but the entire house is decorated like you're inside the haunted mansion. And they did such a good job. Like every little detail is there. It really is. And so it's manufactured haunted, like a haunted experience. So that's why I was like, wait, they're investigating there?
Yeah, because it was funny because I reached out to him. I said, have you had any like experiences there, like truly haunted experiences? When I reached out to the owner, he says, yeah, I've definitely had some crazy like things happen and guests, reiterating experiences there of things happening that's not manufactured. And he's like, sure, I'd love you guys to come in and like stay the night and see what you experience. And so we did. We brought up all our gear and stayed the night. And yeah, it was crazy too, because at one point we were in the seance room and we heard what sounded like the front door just open and slam. I don't know what is the doors. Now I'm thinking about the door here.
I
That's
know.
weird.
When the doors slam.
I don't think I even put 2 to 2
Yeah.
now. But yeah, we have like, we're seeing the seance room and we just hear like, I thought someone came through the front door. I was actually kind of scared.
So we grabbed our big ass black tourmaline to hit someone in the head in case
black tourmaline's like good for everything, right? No. But yeah, we're like creeping through the house with our big like thing of black tourmaline. I'm like, are you serious? Is there someone in here? We like literally, there was no one there. I mean, we went through every single bedroom and even like went outside for a little bit just to make sure. But I was like, I was so startled by it. I was like, you gotta be kidding
It was
me.
loud.
It was so loud. I'm just like, what is going on here? But yeah, and then another part of this was, we didn't even know this, but this was when like the fires were going on in January, and I live up on a hill, and luckily I wasn't affected by the fires, but I was with the power outages, and I didn't have power, and they shut it off again. I got a notice, and I said to the owner, "Hey, I'm gonna have power at the house. Would you be cool if we stay here for a few more hours?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, that's totally fine." And I had said to him, he's like, "Oh, how was your guys' night?" He started talking to me on text message, so I just told him like some of the stuff we were experiencing and sent him some videos. Then that's when he started telling us about the heart attack thing. And then he tells us about the dolls that are in this house. And he's like, did you guys see all the dolls? I'm all, what dolls? He's like, people mysteriously bring dolls to the house. And they're in the drawers of the nightstands in the bedrooms.
And the Raven bedroom.
Yeah, there's definitely some in the Raven bedroom. And I was like, oh my God. So at that point, I'm like, girl, let's go look at these drawers. And there's freaking dolls in all these drawers.
They recorded it too.
We caught this image too, which is crazy. So in the Raven room,
if I can find it,
yeah,
the actual ghost one.
Yeah. So we had been in the Raven room the night before where she, felt the guy had passed from a heart attack. And I was taking some still photos of her. And in the still photos in the curtain, you see this crazy, like demonic doll looking face.
It was creepy.
So creepy. And it startled me because I was like, in the moment when I was reviewing the photos, I was like, Kristine, you have to see what I just captured. And she's like, holy crap, that is so freaky and scary. I said, yeah, it is. And the short of the story is when we opened up the drawer and saw one of the dolls actually looked like similar to the image that I captured on the camera. But yeah, it was just like, I was like mind blown. I'm like, it was crazy because we didn't know about the dolls, and then catching that image the night before and then seeing the dolls the next day.
Right before we were leaving.
I know. So like, we need to go back. I told him, like he said, we're welcome back anytime because we want to like follow up on the dolls because we're like, why are people bringing dolls
and Ouija boards? They keep
people are bringing Ouija boards to the seance room too.
That's what he told us too.
Because with Ouija boards, if you don't
touch them, we don't
close it out, then it could be some trouble, right? But yeah, we don't personally use Ouija boards.
No,
but yeah.
Well, maybe people bring the Ouija board thinking, oh, that'd be fun to do this here. And they get there and there's already Ouija boards there. And so they just leave it. They're like,
possibly. Yeah, definitely, probably so. Yeah.
Because I did that with the Disney Haunted Mansion Clue game. I was like, oh, you know what we need to do is play this game. And mine was in storage. So I ordered another one from eBay and I get there and they already have one there.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, there's like a stack of Ouija boards in the seance room. I was like, this is crazy. But yeah,
funny.
It's definitely an active place. So if anybody wants to stay there, go for it. Definitely haunted.
Yeah.
And like I said before, too, it's incredible the way it's decorated and the detail.
Yeah, it is. He did a great job. He's super like talented. I told him because one of these days we want to buy a piece of property and kind of do some crazy fun things to the house. I was like, we're so hiring you.
Yeah, for our seeker stuff.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too. I want to hire him too.
I know, right?
Tell me how you guys met.
Gosh, well, I walked into her hair salon like how many years ago? Like almost a decade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she has a hair salon. She does hair. So yeah, I walked in there and needed to get my hair did. And
We
pretty
found
much-
out we both like
Yeah.
paranormal and
Yeah.
we like to investigate.
yeah. So kind of the rest is history with it. Like, yeah, we just bonded like sisters and we just love each other and we love doing what we do with the paranormal and we love to travel and,
Yeah.
new experiences. So it's great bonding time. We just get to travel,
like
see the
sisters.
sights and, get to do the paranormal stuff. So it's like super magical. We both have had a lot of crazy experiences and I feel like together our energy is like helps bring out the spirit.
It's because like when we actually have someone that's with us that don't do it or
Skeptical,
skeptics, nothing really happens. But when it's me and her alone, we're like, oh my God, there's a lot going on,
Yes.
Yeah, we'll because we go to Queen Mary often, like probably every other month,
I
and
love the Queen Mary.
we've brought
Me
in a couple
too.
people on there, and then sometimes it like changes the energy build. I feel, having like a third or fourth person versus when it's just us, it's like completely different. But there has been incidents where there is other people and things pop off. But yeah, it's just like I feel like our energy is like a unique balance with what we have and just being super spiritual connected to the other side, and it just like. Oh, it's pretty magical.
Yeah. We actually have the tattoo. It's our best friend tattoo. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Queen
It's the
Mary.
Queen Mary tattoo. It's the crown of the queen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like our best friend tattoo because we love the queen. It's like our home away from home. That's what we call it.
Well, we have 3 matching tattoos.
I know. Now we do, but that's our queen one.
Yeah. You guys go so many places. Tell me about some of the coolest places you've been.
Well, we just got back recently from Jerome, which I think you saw in the DMs and some of our posts lately. But yeah, Jerome was wild. We stayed this time at the Grand Hotel.
Yep.
That place was super active.
It was really active.
Really active. We captured EVPs. We had we
something sitting on the bed with me.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I didn't feel it. This was her experience.
So it was the first floor. We stayed on the first floor and then we stayed on the fourth floor.
Yeah.
So we got 2 experiences in different areas.
Yeah.
And the first floor, I believe it was room 10. And we stayed in there and in like 2, 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
we heard something run down the hall. And I'm like, what the heck? So then we opened the door and we looked, nothing was there. Nothing. So I was like, that is creepy. We were freaking out. And then we're like, whatever. So she was taking a shower and then I was laying in the bed and then I felt something sit down on the bed. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, Michelle. And then she's like, what? And I was like, something sat with me.
I'm like, who? She's like, I don't know. She's like a spirit. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Like maybe you thought your PJs were.
I
cute.
know.
No.
Yeah. Did you guys go around the town too and investigate other spots?
Yeah. So like there's like the sliding gel. There's actually this was by accident. We end up going to it's Jerry's bar right in downtown. And it's like our favorite place to go for like a drink and some foods. And we went in there. We had a few pieces of equipment with us because we were actually just like gonna walk down to the sliding gel afterwards.
It was 10:30?
Yeah, something like that. And we were sitting there having a drink, and then the owner was there, and we were chit-chatting it up with him. And he was like, you girls should investigate the bar. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, we have some equipment with us. And so he was telling us that in the very back of the building used to be like an alleyway. And you could see like all the exposed brick and so forth from back in that area where they added the bathrooms at used to be the alleyway. But he was telling us that someone had passed away in that alleyway. And so we hooked up, or not hooked up, we just turned on Poltercom and was using the ghost box to try to connect with whatever spirit was there. Yeah, Oculus and so forth. And like there was a bar, so it wasn't like closed down for us to investigate, but it was like pretty dead that night. So there was only a couple other patrons in there. And then one of the people that were sitting there had came back to see what we were doing. And what was crazy is at
with
this
his
time,
girlfriend too.
oh yeah, but they came back to this little section by the bathrooms, which used to be the alleyway, and the poltercom was ongoing. And all of a sudden, it said, "Was it John Paul Robert?"
It was like Robert John Paul or something.
I can't remember right now.
And it said it like at first it said like Robert, and then it was like John Paul, and then I was like, it said these names, and then he goes, "That's my name, the full name."
Yeah,
and the girl, back there, his girlfriend said he's a skeptic, so I think the spirit was trying to make him believe. Like seriously. That was the craziest thing. Like we were tripping on it.
It was so wild. I was like, wow, I don't think you get any better proof than that. The spirit just literally said all three of your names, and not just one.
He believed it. He believed
it. He was like, I don't think I'm a skeptic anymore. I was like, well, just takes that one time.
It really does just take that one time.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, Jerome was super active. After we stayed on that first floor, we stayed on the fourth floor the second night, and we were in one of the suites on the far corner that used to be the maternity ward. And what was crazy is we probably had the best 20 minutes of poltercom ghost box session we've had in like years. I feel like it's been a long time. Like, you know, you get very hit and miss activeness with the spirit box, and sometimes it'll be active for, you know, a few seconds or a few minutes, but this was like 20 minutes of just like
conversation with nurses, doctors, mothers.
Yeah,
because it was the maternity ward.
Her baby cry, like it was just next level spirit communication.
One of the nurses said NC, but I think they were saying the NIC unit. Like I think they were trying to say that, but you know how sometimes they can't really get it all the way through. And I was like, oh my God, like it was talking about the NIC unit, like for premature babies or, you know, different things that happen to the little infants.
Yeah, it was pretty wild there. It was definitely very, very active, and the history there's phenomenal. And, you know, so many thousands of people passed away there in Jerome. You know, the Spanish flu era and so forth.
The sidewalks are made out of ash.
Yeah, it's just
concrete.
And you've been there, right, Bridget? Or no?
I stayed at the Grand, and we had a lot of activity in the stairwell for, I don't even know why that would be, but we had a lot of activity there. And for the listeners, just so you know, it used to be, so Jerome is an old mining town, and it used to be the hospital.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's funny you say that about the stairwell. So we were just showing some videos. We saw so much stuff we have to review. It's only been like, a few weeks since we've been back, but there's this one video, and she was coming up the staircase, and I was just doing like some like, you know, secondary, some secondary filming of her coming up the stairs for B-roll shots. And as she's coming up the stairs, you can hear me talking, but then you hear this like,
it sounds like a pig, like demonic.
Yes.
It's a stairwell, and it's weird that you just said
that. We just reviewed it and heard it when we were sitting here earlier.
We'll have to send it to you.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Very creepy. So I was like, ooh, that's not a good sign.
And no one was around. It was what, like
3 a.m?
Yeah.
Probably.
No one was around us.
Yeah. So it couldn't have been anything else. It wasn't us, that's for sure. But yeah, it was just very, very active there. And we heard stuff in the elevator, which the elevator creeps me out.
And I guess they said the third floor is the most haunted.
Oh, that's where I stayed, on the third floor. And we weren't planning on going there. Like we were driving home from Colorado, and then we just decided, hey, let's go the other way around, you know, home through, you know, New Mexico and Arizona and stuff. And I was like, oh, let's stay at the Jerome. And so we did. So I didn't have any of my equipment or anything with us, but we did have a GoPro. And I'm like, let's set this GoPro up in the corner of the room while we go have dinner and go explore and stuff. So we set it up and had it recording. And when we came back, it didn't record one thing. It was completely off.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot. No way.
Electronics.
Oh my God. It was like they didn't want you to film or capture them.
Yeah. And we, it was a really nice night, and we were sitting out on our little balcony having a glass of wine, because it's like, what is it called? Like the 100-mile view or something like that. It's like you can see forever up there. And we were just kind of watching the sunset and everything. And when we came back in, we left the doors open because it was just such a nice night out. And when we came back, our room was full of all these little tiny bugs.
Oh my God.
I mean, everywhere. There were hundreds of them all over the bed, all over everything. So we were trying to get them all. I mean, it's our fault for leaving the door open, but at the same time, the amount of them almost seemed paranormal.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So did they all get out of the room or did you switch rooms or?
No, we were like flicking them out. We were like,
Oh my gosh.
we got the majority of them out, but they were just everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, that would freak me out. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm not huge into the insects.
Mhm.
These didn't seem like, well, I guess if you're not an insect person, you're not an insect person, but these didn't seem like,
Were they like gnats or something or like fruit
no,
Thighs or something.
no, they were almost like a little beetle bug or something. Tiny though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
They didn't seem threatening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Harmless. Yeah.
All right, tell me about the amount of research that you do before you go into a location. Are you people that like to really research and know all the history and the names and the stories, or do you like to go in kind of blind and like figure it out after?
I think well, I'm a very historic person. Like I love the history side of things. That's the fascinating side with me is I think I do like a ton of the historical research when it comes to the property because I find it very fascinating. I do like to know a lot of information about the property. That way when I'm going into something, like I have that information about the location, what's happened there so we can talk about it on camera.
And I like to
forth.
fill it out. So she's
Yeah.
like the historian, and I like to fill it. So you know how I
Yeah.
told you when I walk in a room, or like the intuitive part of like how the guy had a heart attack and I didn't know. So I like to fill things.
Yeah.
She likes, to be the historian. And
Yeah, like I like the
shit.
more documented stuff.
Mhm.
That's the side that I like to research where we don't find out about maybe a certain death that wasn't documented or a certain something that happening and she uncovers it by filling it. That's where it's really cool. Where we could be like, oh wow, we just crossed the T and dotted I.
That's why we're a good balance
Yeah,
together.
for sure. But we
Mhm.
do as much research as we possibly can to some extent, right? I love meeting with like the owner of the location or the local historian and going over the, history of whether it's the town or the building or city or whatnot and learning about it because that's very important to bring to light the history, people that have passed that are, these people are just like you and me. They led lives and, a lot of the times they don't get their story told. So
Yeah.
I love to be able to share that person's story.
You guys were recently at a place that I want to go and investigate at the Mission Inn.
Oh,
We love the Mission.
I live like 5 minutes away.
5 minutes. So sometimes we randomly want to go to the Mission.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's go.
It's so beautiful. For those that don't know, that's Riverside, right?
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful hotel. It's historic. It's very Spanish architecture, and it's really famous at Christmas time because I think it's like Thanksgiving weekend every year, they like put up a bazillion lights.
Yes.
And they light them all at once, and there's like a big festival and like
The festival lights is fun. Like the lighting ceremony is awesome. I think it's like a day or two before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then they have local vendors that come down, food vendors and clothing, jewelry vendors. And, it just supports a lot of the local community. And the hotel is just beautiful, tons of great restaurants. And it's just a beautiful place. And there's a lot of history there. The original like owners, Frank Miller, and yeah, we love it. Like his sister Alice used to be one of the caretakers of the
was like the
property.
host,
She was
yeah.
like the host there, and so we stay in Alice's room quite often. We have a great connection with her. We have a really cool experience there. We haven't even put it out yet on any platforms that happened back in January.
It was amazing.
During the fires, I was without power at my house, and that's why I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to Mission Inn.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down there and I was like, girl, come over. Let's just do some investigation. And so we were there for a few days and we probably caught one of the most intense,
Angelic
orbs
ever.
of our.
We've never seen
Paranormal
an
life.
orb like that in any type of paranormal investigation. Not only
Yeah.
ours, other paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely have never seen this. It's like
Looks like an angel.
It's literally super angelic. It looks like a full angel, and we haven't shared it yet. We have we have some stuff we have to do as far as when we were there. Well, we have a lot of stuff that we have from there, but we need to put together in an episode. I'm kind of saving it for a little mini episode. It's just finding the time to put it all together because we've been traveling so much and doing other places because like we're scheduled and booked out for several months, but that was like our little thing that we just went off and did on our own. But yeah, we got to put it together and put it out there. But I'm gonna tell you, it's pretty mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Wow.
paranormal community. It's definitely next level. So very excited to share it. So we're hoping, obviously, the next few months we'll get that out there.
Yeah.
And tell me about some of the other places you guys have gone.
Oh my gosh, March Air Force Base, on Juliet
Joshua-
Inn, Joshua Tree and
and-
Hotel.
yeah.
That Joshua Tree is next level.
That one was a crazy one.
That was probably one of our darkest experiences. I
Wow.
literally, I'll start off, I guess. We had the whole motel to ourselves. It's only like 12 rooms up in Joshua Tree, California. And we were in the middle of the courtyard area, and we were both standing there. And I was doing
I had
some.
picked a rock.
Oh,
remember?
yeah, actually, that's true.
Yeah.
So-
So when we were walking back and forth to get our equipment,
When we were unloading the truck, going to the room, setting up some equipment, there's the sidewalk, there's like a little rock pebble or something, and she just kicked it and it went right back into the gravel area where the rocks were. But fast forward like maybe 45 minutes later,
yeah,
we were standing there and we were starting to do some like
broad daylight.
B-roll shots, and I was standing there with her reviewing the camera real quick with her in the middle of the courtyard, and all of a sudden this rock out of nowhere came and like hit me, hit the camera. You can feel it. I felt it and hit it. You heard the bounce, and I was like, "Oh my
We looked
god!"
everywhere. We're like, was someone here?
I was like, "Did a bird like drop it from the
No.
sky?" Like I was like, but it came at an angle and it had so much force to it, and it smacked the phone. It smacked me. Did it bounce off on you too?
No,
I don't remember. I felt it was like more towards me, and I was like, "What the heck," you know? And then I just like was like, "That's crazy." And then as we were setting up in Graham Parsons' room, which is room number 8, she had a crazy experience.
Yeah.
On the outside. We were setting
In
up
the
a
back patio.
camera out there, and yeah, tell her that.
Oh yeah. So we were on the back patio setting up a little different things, and then we wear our bracelets all the time for protection.
Yeah, well, we have a crystal and jewelry company, so yeah, so we have we always have our protection bracelets, but yeah, she was out there setting up.
We were out there setting up, and then all of a sudden I felt this coldness on my arm, and boom, my protection bracelet like broke, and it like shattered because pieces were just dropping on the ground, and it was like concrete, so the little beads were breaking because they're glass beads.
She screamed so loud because I think I was in room 12 setting up. I can hear her all the way from 4 rooms away scream. And I was like, "Oh my God." And I was like running. I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And she's like, "My bracelet just shattered off of my wrist." I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Look." And she explained the story. You can see all the little beads everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, that just happened, what, an hour after the rock throwing?
And it was
thing?
a black tourmaline like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. I thought, oh my God, should we even finish like investigating here? Like, this is wild. And like,
The rock, the bracelet.
I know. And like, we were still setting up. We didn't get any of this on camera. I was like, go figure, you know, nothing was already on camera yet. We were still, because it's just the two of us. We do everything from
alone,
from setting up to filming to editing. Like, you know, we're a 2-woman show. So I was just like, oh my gosh, we didn't get it on camera, but it was just like super frightening, you know, because like that means something physically touched her.
I
was
felt
already
the coldness,
touched by a rock. And then I was just like, do we even continue on doing this? And this is our first and probably our only time where we kind of questioned actually if we were going to continue to film. And we had to literally take a break. We left to the local pizza place just to decompress and get off the property and figure out if we wanted to continue to film that night. And we did make the choice to do so. And we got some crazy stuff that night. We had a crazy, super dark shadow figure. But what's crazy was when we were in Graham Parsons' room, we felt very protected by energies. But when we were outside of Graham Parsons' room, we felt very like at risk, very vulnerable and very dark energy. It was almost like Graham was protecting the facility. And Graham Parsons, if anybody doesn't know that's listening, he was a musician. And unfortunately, he overdosed and passed away in room number 8 at the Joshua Tree. And so, yeah, his energy, you could definitely feel his energy. And he's got just a warm presence about him. He was a good person. And yeah, so I always feel like he was protecting us. I feel, you know, but we definitely, that was some of the darkest darkest stuff
yeah.
I went through was at Joshua Tree.
We were scared.
Oh yeah, I was on edge like that whole time. We wrapped really early. I think we lasted like 3 or 4 hours rather than like the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Well, I think sometimes when there's really strong energy like that, and especially if it's a little more on the negative side, it's very draining.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, we get super tired. Like I get like I'm pretty like open to getting like headaches. Like I'll just start getting like a really bad pounding headache. You do too?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really bad. And it comes on really quick and it also can leave pretty quick too as well. So, it's just like, whoa, just like
Did you hear that?
I
Oh,
heard
yes.
it.
Yeah, that's John sitting here. John, did you hear that? Was that you? Is someone in the kitchen?
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's almost like what happened at 3 a.m, remember?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
But it was louder than that.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in the kitchen far from my angle. John, do you want to say hi? Come here. So John is the owner of the Tudor house.
He's our friend. We love John.
Come say hi to Bridget.
Hi, John.
Mama Bridget.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Where do you hail from?
I'm in LA.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, yeah, this place that I bought here has got more stories than Shakespeare. So we probably had 20 ghost filmings over the last three years here.
Wow.
I mean, a lot more people. Ghost Adventures from New York came, Travel Channel. They did something 3 or 4, and they want to come back. By the way, you should talk to them, and they'd want to come back.
Yeah, there's definitely been quite a Ghost Files was here a couple months ago when we were up here in April. They're really well. They're really cool guys. Yeah, John just like he's super nice. He lets everybody come up and experience all the wonderful spirits that are here.
Yeah.
I need to do that. When they come up, do they typically do all 3 of the locations or just one at a time?
They typically want to do the hotel, the Brackenford Manor, and the Tudor house. They want to do these 2. The clubhouse.
Okay, John, do you film in the clubhouse or no, John?
Well, anybody wants to can,
okay.
but all the stories really relate to these 2 buildings.
Yeah, there's the 2 main buildings.
Are they
Yeah.
connected or just super close?
Just
Super
across
close.
the street.
Super
Yeah,
close.
yeah. You can walk over there in 15 seconds. Yeah.
What have you experienced there?
Well, I had an event that I'd never told anybody about. I'm consolidating a hangar because we have 10 bedrooms over there. So I'm consolidating hangars because wood, plastic, different colors. I don't like that. So I was making them all the same in the rooms. So I opened the door to this one room, and as soon as you open the door, you see the coat rack, the hanger rack. Well, they're moving. They're not jiggling. They're swaying. They're up and down like this, a seesaw. I said, well, I can explain that because I must have missed an earth tremor walking down the hall. I missed it. That's what caused all that. Well, I go back in about 10 minutes later. Now I'm shutting the doors. I'm done. Go back and open the door in this room again. And the new hangers I put there are swinging like crazy. See, none of the other rooms, just that one room. I said, I can't blame 2 earth tremors in a row.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm done. I'll leave. Didn't tell that story. About a year and a half later, we got a ghost filming crew come in, and everybody's sitting downstairs in the lobby so that people can go up one at a time and not be interrupted. And in what they're filming, hearing, seeing, whatever. This guy comes rushing down. It's a 4-story building. He comes rushing down the stairs, and he said, "Did you guys, anybody go in that room just above us?" And everybody said, "Yeah, we've been in it." Why? Well, did you see the hanger swinging in that room? It was the same room. I started laughing because I said, well, I saw it a year and a half ago and you saw it today. We're the only 2 that have ever seen
It
it.
confirmed it.
Because I never told that story. He said those hangers are moving in that room. Well,
Oh
okay.
my god.
So that was one of my experiences. Yeah.
Have you seen the curtains opening behind you?
These, not by themselves, no.
That was doing a little earlier.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Well, like I say, this place got more stories than Shakespeare.
Yeah. Seriously.
I mean, this building is 23,000 square feet. It's a big
Oh,
building.
wow.
Things can happen anywhere, any place at any.
Yeah.
And we're only a half a mile from San Andreas Fault. So anytime that shakes, rattles, and rolls, something will happen. But it has to be a strong enough earthquake to make that happen, and that happens once every 6 months. So, but things are happening almost every day here. So, It's not the earth tremors. It's
No.
happening. It's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say is the number one thing that people experience when they come there?
I'm not permitted to say because that used to be a brothel.
Oh.
So I don't tell that story around children. Yeah, end of story there. But
Okay.
well, you're not that big. Just random noises in any part of the building for no reason at all. We have noisy ghosts.
Yeah.
And they like to wander around in the hotel in the middle of the night and wake people up. And I've had people leave the hotel. They said, we cannot stay here. We're not getting any damn sleep. I had one guy, this is funny. He was an actor. So we had a troupe up from La La Land, LA. And it's 6 or 8 of them, and there was stage play. The stage behind us, that thing you're seeing. And he says, "What's the most haunted room in the hotel?" I said, "Well, Violet.
Violet.
Violet." And he said, "I'm gonna stay in that room." All right, well, go ahead, stay in that room. I saw him the next morning, and he says, "You got to get me a different room." He said, "I didn't get any sleep at all. People are tugging at me. They're talking to me. They're walking around the room. I don't see anything. I don't see anybody, but they're talking. They're pugging. They're what?" He said, "You got to get me another room. I got to get some. I got a plate performance. I got to get some sleep."
Yeah, you're fitting.
So that it was,
Yeah.
it's all right. There's your chance, Bucko.
Careful what you wish for or what you ask for.
And he thought he was a tough guy. He realized that next day he's not. Yeah, he wasn't that tough. So come on up here and stay. See,
Yeah.
I want to. It sounds incredible.
yeah, you're only an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
On the 210 before 2:00 in the afternoon, you're an hour and a half. After
Yeah.
that, you're 3 hours away.
Yeah.
And
Got to time it just right.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to have you up at any time. So if you're ever
Yeah.
interested, let us know. But yeah, definitely an awesome place with tons of history and tons of activity.
Yes, I absolutely want to check it out. Tell me, you guys said you spend a lot of time on the Queen Mary. What have you experienced there?
Oh my gosh.
Way too much. Endless amounts of activity. I mean, we've had everything from crazy EVPs. We had like the last time we were there, the second to last time we were just there this year, we had an EVP that came through. We thought we were connecting with a family member at first, but it actually wasn't. And it almost sounded like two spirits were talking to each other. And at one point it said something about, let's take their souls. And it was the creepiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We were doing a live stream from the Queen Mary, and we had a table sitting there with a couple of bottles of water and stuff. And what sucks is it didn't see on the live stream because it was just showing our faces, and it wasn't like I didn't have a camera sitting there like the whole table. But we had the bottle just move probably a good almost a foot across the whole table. It was like pushing it towards us. And I was just like, oh my God. I screamed. She fell on the floor.
Yeah. I got a bruise because I was like, ah! And then I fell back off the chair. And yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah, but we had definitely seen, tell her about the apparition with the.
Oh my God.
guy.
So I think this was back in December. So we were walking down the hall on the B deck, the most haunted deck.
Yes.
And we were walking down the hall and I'm like, oh my God, did you guys see that? And they had their phones recording, but they were facing the other way. It was Michelle and this guy named Michael. And they're like, no. So then I was like, there was like the Grim Reaper's foot. Like to me, it looked like it walking through the wall. So we went down there to check. There was no open door. We were trying to open things, nothing. And it looked like his foot like flicked back with like that cape. It was creepy. It was creepy. I got chills and everything.
Yeah, that is so interesting because I had a similar experience on the Queen Mary a million years ago, but it was a little boy and I saw him walk right through the hall.
Oh, wow.
Right through the wall.
Wow. Like a little boy apparition.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. Like, that's so crazy. Like, when you see it with your own eyes, it's such affirmation, right? Like, it's so crazy when it's not just like captured on video. When you see it for yourself, whether it's an apparition or a noise or whatever it might be, like when you experience something for the first time for yourself, it's just so like solidified, and you're just like, you just can't even explain it, and you're just like, yep, I know something exists. I just saw it. I just heard it. And that's why we love doing what we do.
Yes.
That old hospital in Jerome I heard you talked about, I almost bought that 30 years ago.
Yeah, he just told me
I
that
didn't
night.
know that.
Yeah, well, he told me that night dinner. I took him out for Father's Day dinner.
Aw.
He told me the other night.
$150,000.
Tell you.
Oh
And,
my
and,
God.
and I thought about it. It was totally empty for a number of years. It used to be a mental hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So when you stack a bunch of crazies in there for 20 years, that place has to have some stories, some ghost stories, yeah. Because I'm sure a lot of those crazies died there in that hospital.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah, well, I think it had different transitions. So I think it was a regular hospital at one point in time, with the miners and everything. And then I think that it also was for tuberculosis, like a lot of places were. And it was an asylum for a little while. And yeah, it's just and now it's a hotel.
yeah, it's kind of done its rounds of different
Yeah, like this building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This used to be a church. It used to
different
be
uses. I guess
a
that's
furniture store. It used to be. But when the mob had it from 1929 to 1942, this was the casino. The hotel was, of course, the brothel. The clubhouse where they made the moonshine. So, and we still have remnants of all that stuff in the building. The pile of broken glass, the distillery in the attic.
yeah, it's really cool here.
And what's it used for now? Do people have events there or?
Oh yeah, we have one or two events every week. So stage plays, because I built the stage. Weddings, we have one reception just yesterday. We've got an artisans fair tomorrow. We've got kids, 80 kids coming for their high school graduation ceremony here. So we do a lot of stuff, a variety of mountain stuff, because there's only 2 or 3 places you can have a large group event on the mountain here, and they're all very expensive. But I don't, if it's a nonprofit, I don't take any of their money. I just say come and have fun, and mostly kids. So yeah, I'm just available to do that. So, but I'm turning over the management to a guy that he wants to run more community event courts and hops, and we had the Lake Arrowhead Chamber of Commerce coming for their annual home tour, and that typically brings 500 people. So it's going to be for 4th of July weekend. So there's going to be 500 people here.
That's a party.
So we have a lot string of events. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, thank you guys for sharing the Tudor house with me and all of your stories. Can I ask you just some quick roundup questions?
Yes.
for sure.
All right. Scariest paranormal place you've ever been?
Well, obviously the Joshua Tree.
And yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I feel like that's probably number one.
very dark.
What's your favorite paranormal tool besides yourself?
Oh, Pulte.
I know. I was just gonna say Pulte.
Our ghost mom, we call him
Yeah.
Pulte.
You guys use that. I've seen you guys using that a lot, and I'm not even familiar with that particular piece of equipment. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so it was made, the box we have right now was originally made for Steve Huff back in like 2017 by a company. They're I won't say their name, they're not longer in business, hence why I won't say their name. But they made the box. They made like 100-ish of them, I believe. But yeah, this particular box was made for Steve Huff, who I've known for many years. And when he was parting ways with some of his personal equipment stash, he gave me a ring and said, "Do you want anything?" I said, "Well, yeah, what you got?" So that was one of the pieces I picked up from him. So we've had that for like 3 or 4 years now, I believe. But it is our favorite. The
next
box
was the Obulus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely good. But the Poltercom itself is just a unique piece of equipment. I think it's very eye-catching because it's so different than your typical like
Spirit
box
Yeah.
with, radio scanner separate plugged into it, it just has a really cool, unique, different look to it. And it works incredibly at times. And it's just very fascinating. We must get messages like on the daily. Where do you get that box?
Yeah, they want to buy it on the
Yeah, like, I need one.
Well, you know
it. I'm like, unfortunately, the company's not around anymore. They don't make them, but yeah, we're not gonna part with it. But
Yeah.
but that's definitely our favorite tool in the toolbox.
Yeah.
for sure.
What's the best evidence you've ever captured?
Gosh, well, the new Angel video is gonna definitely be the top of the line, because what's weird, which will tie back into the ghostly retreat, was when we did something different. So you know, like the panchlet that you use when you do like a Ouija board.
Mhm.
So we have a panchlet and a really big piece of paper that's, you know, like 12 by 18 inches. And we were both we did something completely different. So we both blindfolded ourselves and we sat in the seance room at the ghostly retreat. And this was our first time doing this. It was just,
and the last time because we haven't.
Yeah. I kind of got freaked out, but this was the first and only time we did this, and we were sitting in our seance room, pitch black. We have the cameras going. Luckily, it's all on camera. And what we put together, and it felt like I just felt like she kept moving it. And she thought I was moving it, and I felt like we went like this for like
I started getting
30 seconds.
Weird feeling,
and
she
I was
let
just like,
go,
and
I didn't know. I didn't know, and I'm like,
and
like
she goes,
moving it.
She
still,
goes, yeah. She goes, stop moving it. I'm like, I'm not even moving it. And she goes, you're not. And she freaks out, lifts her blindfold off. I said, I haven't been moving or touching it.
No,
for
I
like,
said, are you moving?
Oh yeah.
Still?
And I was like, I'm not moving it. I've like haven't been moving it for like 10 seconds. And she freaked out. And then we stopped it. And then we looked at this drawing, and I kid you not, it matches 2 and 2 what the angelic angel we saw at the mission.
It was crazy. We have it hung in our headquarters office, and we signed it because it's like, it's amazing. It looks just like
it's gonna go into the episode with the angel, but it was just one of those groundbreaking moments where I was like, holy shit. Like in that moment, when I looked at that and I was like, that just happened literally a week before was the angel video in Alice's room at Mission Inn. And then that panchlet thing happened a week after, because this is all in January. So it was just the most craziest coincidence. And I was just like, holy crap. And unfortunately, she lost her dad and I've lost my mom. So they are like our angels.
Mm-hmm.
And we always refer to them and we feel like they're our protectors 24/7. But we just felt their energy and with us. And we really feel like that was probably them
together
coming together. But yeah, it was just one of the craziest things. I feel like that'd probably be top notch. I mean, we do have some great EVPs, like Class A EVPs. We do have some like
every time my first thing with you is like always the best. You know,
the very first many years ago, the very first EVP recording we ever got, and the first time we kind of like filmed and did any paranormal together, the EVP goes, "Welcome, Kristine. Glad to have you here with us."
Mm-hmm. It was full on. I'll have to send that to you. We have to get it.
Yeah, because you're lucky to get a word here and there. So a full set.
And then it laughed. There was like, it sounds like a witch's laugh.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
that's crazy. Yeah, we get like a lot of like, we have some pretty good EVPs.
I know.
Actually, now that I think about it, we do get some very great EVPs and full sentences too. Like the one from the Queen Mary where it said it was wanting to take like, because it's almost like
answered us every time we ask a question. So when we asked a question, it answered us. We asked a question, it answered us.
But when it said like, let's take their souls, or should we take their souls, or something to that liking, I was thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm done.
Well, because I asked, because I thought it was my dad talking.
Yeah, at first,
I said, Dad, do you know my name? And the weirdest thing was my dad would know my name. He said impossible, because it was like mimicking my dad. So it didn't know my name. I didn't introduce my name to that spirit or demon, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was wild. So we do have a pretty damn good mix of different evidence. But yeah, like some of the poltergeist stuff I wish we'd captured. Like some of the stuff, it just sucked. I feel like, like the rock throwing, the can moving, like those are those moments where like, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. I just wish I had something.
Or apparitions are so hard to catch too.
Yeah, they really are. But we do have a few apparitions, some shadow figures.
We do.
Camera.
From the Bracken Firm Manor. We have one. But it's so hard to see because we're like going like this with the camera, and there's like this little slit of like the shadow coming
around the corner.
Yes. And we're still moving the camera. We didn't see it with our eyes, but it's on camera.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite piece of equipment you like to use?
I like going on investigations with other people and seeing what everybody else is using and trying out different things. I have trouble hearing things on the spirit box, but I do like using it. Yeah, I just like using like a bunch of different things, and I like trying out new things all the time. I'm not tied to or stuck to any one piece of equipment.
Okay. Have you done the essays method before?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I think it's very interesting, and I especially like either being the one who asks the questions or just observing and trying to like put the connections together, because like I said, I'm not very good at hearing stuff, so I like somebody else to be doing that part of it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times though, like when we use the Poltercom device, you really don't hear stuff too much in the moment as when versus you play it back. Then you're like, oh shit, I didn't even hear that in the moment. Wow, it said that. Oh my God. Like I don't even remember it saying that. Like, you know what I mean? So like the playback and recording is really important.
And when it's very loud and it says exactly, it almost sounds like they're in the room. That's when it's amazing. Like it's just like a loud word,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the Poltercom.
Yeah, it's almost like
Yeah.
it's there with you and through the Poltercom at the same time. That's a really unique moment as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to be, like, anti, like, the flashlight thing and stuff like that, but, like, I've seen that work really, really well for people as far as, like, yes and no questions and, like, really responding to certain things, and so I've kinda changed my mind about how I feel about that. So I'm open to all kinds of stuff.
That's good. Yeah, that's the best thing to do is have an open mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys already answered this one, what you carry for protection.
Yeah, black tourmaline, holy water just in case, sage, Palo Santo as well.
Okay. And
Never
then
know. We've had to pull out holy water a couple times, so.
uh-oh. What's the paranormal place you haven't been yet but are dying to go to?
Oh, probably Missouri State.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. We were
Really?
gonna go. We had a really big trip planned back east, but I have some medical stuff going on, so it had to get postponed. But we do have plans for Missouri State as well as Indiana State Sanatorium. And what else were we going? We're going Thunder Ghost. Well, Penhurst, obviously, yeah. And then we were filming. Oh, Tombstone.
Yeah,
Tombstone.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Fun. You know what I forgot to ask you guys about, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but UFOs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We've seen so much. Sedona is like the most active for us. And we go to Sedona like twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, we see him quite often. I grew up like my dad, like I just with the paranormal stuff and then the UFO stuff. By the time I was 10, my dad was taking me to UFO conferences. My dad's a huge believer, so he really opened up my eyes into like, life outside of the world and so forth, and don't be so closed-minded and so on. But yeah, I was going to like big UFO conventions and such as of 10 years old, and we just got back from Contact in the Desert, which is the world's largest UFO convention out in Indian Wells. And yeah, that's where like every name within like the UFO community gets together to share each other's research and findings throughout the year. But yeah, we love it. I feel like every time we're together, like it's not only just paranormal, but it's like UFO. It's like, oh, we look up at the sky.
I've also seen like an alien-like thing at the Pioneer Town in Joshua Tree, remember?
Oh,
and we got super spooked at our Airbnb because we felt like they were
there. Like Allie felt there was like a actual
and we did
in
see
the bush.
stuff in the sky and pictures that we took that day, and then at night is when she's seen.
Yeah, I saw something in the bush, like
it wasn't paranormal.
Yeah, it spooks me out really, really to the point where I was like, I didn't even sleep that night. That's how paranoid I was because like I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if like I've been taken. That's been another thing I've always like played with my mind if I've been abducted or not. So I don't know because I don't have confirmation of that, right? Like
my mom has,
but yeah, her mom has, and it's just like so she's had experiences, her family members experience. My dad's been a part of this, for a long time, and yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think like we're not the only ones, right? Because there has to be, right? Like
yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean,
Oh, someone came in here now.
That's debunked.
That's okay. Turned actually in the door.
But yeah, so it's just literally like a part of us, I feel. And then we've captured quite amount. Like it's sometimes like we don't even know we captured it. We'll review like a video and then we see an object in there or we see lights or we see something and I'm like, holy shit. When we were just in Sedona, we captured quite a few things, but one of the crazy parts was there was just light that just stayed over the mountaintop. At first, I thought it was on the mountain.
Yeah.
And then as it slowly creeped up, it just lifted. It wasn't a star, it wasn't an airplane. And it just lifted up and all of a sudden it just shot off. And I was like, oh shit, but we do have that on film.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
we have another one on film from Sedona too. It was pretty cool because every time we play our SoCal Spirit Seekers song that we had made custom for us, we were playing it, and at the end, we said, "What we're here."
Oh yeah, it goes we're
and
here.
And then the spaceship or light, it goes like it goes up and disappears into the sky. It doesn't go all the way up. It disappears into like a black
middle
hole or
of,
something.
like a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has like all these lights. We have a screenshot and the video of it.
Yeah, and it's very comparable to like some of the other footage we have, and we'll do side by side comparisons, and they're like almost identical of like the same style ship. So we always wonder if there's like if it's like the same ship
That's like,
that comes around us.
or
Yeah.
that abducted us. If they
I don't
had.
know. It's wild. There's definitely things. And remember, I woke up with leg cramps.
Oh my God.
It was like, was it first or second night in Sedona?
Second.
Second night, I woke up, and you get like a leg cramp or whatnot, like your leg falls asleep and gets numb. You have that happen like one leg at times or whatever. But like, that usually happens if you're like sleeping on it wrong or laying on it wrong or whatever. I woke up in excruciating pain in both legs from the bottom of my toes all the way to my upper thighs. It was numb, tingly, and in
Almost
so
like you
much
couldn't
pain,
walk.
I couldn't even get out of bed. And we were sharing the same room, and it had 2 queens in it. And I was like screaming. I was like, Kristine, oh my God, I can't fucking move both of my legs. Like I was screaming. Like I just didn't even know what happened. And it took like 10, 15 minutes. I was like rubbing my legs. Like, I don't even know what to think of that. Like, I was like, did something happen in the middle of the night? Like, it was just so weird to like wake up and not see.
You had a triangle shaped red.
Oh, I did have like a red
like
triangular
couple
mark
days she's seen it.
on like the side of
It was
my body.
weird.
It was a very weird
It was
mark.
very weird.
The timing of all was very interesting. I'll say that, but I can't confirm stuff. This is just going by experience,
Yeah. Have you guys met Andrea Perrin?
No.
So when I was at Michigan Paracon, she does this thing there. She goes outside and she summons the aliens, and she has this song that she sings to them. And we went out there, and for some reason, you can't see it with the naked eye, but if you put your iPhone up and you look through the screen of your phone, all these things start appearing.
Oh my
Like little lights in the sky, and they're moving, and a lot of them. It was, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it was. And then at that same moment, and I don't know the difference between like a meteor, a meteorite or whatever, but like a thing came down from the sky and it was like on fire and like landed near the hotel. And everybody's like, oh, that's just like a meteorite or whatever. But I'm like, but what are the chances when we're out here summoning aliens?
Well, even like meteorites or comets or whatnot, that's still a rare occurrence to see just in general.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really was. So I have those on camera, but it's really interesting.
Yeah. No, I
But
know
I
there's a
don't-
lot of people out there. I've watched a few people do it. I know Dr. Greer's out there. He also does like the laser light show to summons and stuff like that as well. There is a few people out there that do like summons.
Yeah. Because
so-
when you call them, they want to come.
Yeah.
Inviting them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like every time we play our song, it must be like their invite.
Yeah. Seriously, it's every time we play our song.
It's funny, but it happens.
Interesting. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on and sharing your stories with us. Tell everyone listening how they can follow you guys on social media and watch your videos, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so on Instagram, you can follow us at SoCal Spirit Seekers, and then on YouTube, we're SoCal Spirit Seekers 444.
Okay. What's the 444 stand for?
An angelic number.
It's an angelic number for us.
okay.
It's a meaningful number for our parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Ghost Bunny podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on my spooky adventures, and I look forward to sharing a new ghost story with you each week. Please subscribe to my podcast so you're the first to know when a new episode is out, and follow me on social media at Ghost Bunny Podcast on Instagram and YouTube for the video version of the podcast. And Patreon. Patreon, you'll see our investigation now. Patreon, and it's Ghost Bunny.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.